Welcome to Tech Nigeria FM. You all know me. I'm your host, Babatunde Esanju. Today we are going to be talking about real conversation with builders, not just talkers. Someone that has built a system currently being used as of now. Today's episode is titled "From Prompt to Production: What it really takes to ship AI system." All of us are building AI power this, AI power that. What are the real things that we need to do from prompt to production? There is a lot of noise around AI right now, and everyone is building. You have demos, prompts, and launching quick tools, right? Even personally, I'm building something that I'm leveraging on AI now. But the real challenge is not getting something to work. It is the building system that's reliable, scalable, and actually useful in the real world, not only demo. And today, I have someone that will be joining me on this particular conversation. I've been in conversation with this person, and is highly talented. A software engineer working in the UK space, and I think we met around .NET Liverpool. That was the first time we met.
Lovely.
Is a co-coordinator at the .NET Liverpool here in the United Kingdom. He has done quite numbers of things, building AI power system, event-driven architecture, production grade applications here and there. Uh, but in this particular conversation, we will go beyond just only hyping of AI here and there and talk about prompt to production, what really takes to ship AI system. Samson, welcome to Tech Nigeria FM. We're happy to have you on this podcast today.
Hello. It's really amazing to be on this. Just like Sandra said earlier, we've been in contact for, I'd say, almost a year now. It's been a year plus now.
Yeah.
We met at .NET Liverpool, uh, .NET Community in Liverpool. I also co-host. So if you are within Liverpool or the Northwest environment, every last Tuesday of the month, we host a meetup and we're very excited to have you over. I just talk a little bit more about myself, so it's not just some random stranger saying a lot of stuff for people to listen to. I'll just say a little bit about myself so you know why or you decide if you should listen to what I have to say. My name is Samson, as the title would have said, and I am a software engineer currently contracted to Volkswagen Financial Services in the UK. I currently work on a product that enables customers manage their finance for vehicles, different vehicle brands. And that's the boring bit about me, as I would always say. The most exciting bit about me is not work, but um, creativity. I'd say I'm a person that loves creativity, that loves consuming works, creative work. And it's not limited to any sort of creative work. It could be movies, uh, paintings, actually, music, different type of creative work. But how I express creativity myself is through software, because you can find art in anything, to be honest. And the ability to understand the building blocks of systems, make systems com- couple systems together in such a way that they produce an output or effect is something that I really enjoy doing, being able to understand different parts of different systems. And today, I believe we'll be talking about one of those new systems in the software industry, the AI, the new, the new kid on the block as of this year, as most people will say, a bubble. It's nice being on the podcast, Andrew.
Thank you so much, Samson, for that simple. I'll call it simple message. I'll call it simple. Thank you so much. I know the actual work you and other co-hosts are actually doing, especially in the tech industry, uh, Northwest, Liverpool to be precise. I've gained a lot of things there. I've also had like a lightning talk over there, so I know what you guys are doing over there. It's actually a good one. So let's dive deep into the topic for today, which happens to be what it really takes to shape AI system. I just have it's going to be more of conversation because the way you've done AI to develop a lot of things to build on top of AI, like one of your applications, which happens to be AI service system. But when does an AI idea stop being a demo? Because we have seen a lot of demo applications regarding AI because people want to see like MVP, right? They want to do something regarding AI, right? So, but when does an AI idea, right, being a demo become a real product? Because you've done it. So that's one of the questions that I just have to ask you today.
So I would say I would make a difference between when AI becomes a demo and when a software product becomes a demo. Something I am an avid feature of is software being a support of business, of a business use case and idea. And I would say it's the same situation with AI. When you stop thinking about a product as this is an AI product to thinking of a product as this is a productivity tool that enables people, uh, office staff, cut down working hours by 3 hours. And then when that product is being used by actual users that get that benefit from it, that's what takes a product from a demo to an actual product. You get users, the product services, a concern of those users. It basically provides value to those users. That value doesn't have to be time saving, doesn't have to be specific to users. Actually, it might actually be a business process that is not user involved, might be factory optimization, etc. But that second where it becomes actually being used, the short software is actually being used, and the software is not focused on the technology, but actually the business is being used. That's when it goes from being a demo to a sellable product. Because once you're selling
Okay.
it, it's a product. You're selling it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Once is a product and you're able to sell it. So the other thing, right? In this space now, which is fast growing, AI is everywhere. Um, how do you decide if a problem truly needs AI instead of just a good engineering? Because you see this particular idea, something AI, you see that particular something AI. If we don't have AI, won't this particular idea comes up? Are you not going to develop this particular idea? But a lot of things are just going into AI this, AI that, AI that. So how do you decide if a problem truly needs AI instead of just good engineering, right?
I'll say one thing. The whole market demands AI now, and when people need something, you basically slap it onto your product because you're selling a product and you're trying to slap on a nice wrapper on top of it so people can use it. So if your investors do say we need AI, I'd advise you do something AI, even if there's no AI, slap on AI onto it. But deciding when a use case needs actual AI, I would say I'll bring up context from something a friend of mine says, Akio Odoko. It's about the scope, the context within which you're using the product. It's not just AI, it's software in general, where you decide a solution might be fit for purpose or not. I'd give an example. You try to make a solution that makes recommendations for people. Um, Basically recommendation based on situation, any sort of like recommendation, and you try. There are different solutions for recommendations or classifications of groups. Say you're building a social media app and you're trying to classify different types of groups. You're trying to identify different types of groups of users that use the application, and then you attempt or decide the solution because they are LLMs. So when we say AI, it's a very broad field, but because
Yeah,
they are
it's very broad.
LLMs, yeah, you decide, oh, there are LLMs here. I'm just going to feed in 1,000 user information to an LLM and tell it to tell me the different groups in here and group all those users individually. So 1 month down the line, you've done this and you have very undeterministic results of the types of groups of users your company has, and you go through an internal audit or an external audit with your shareholders or a government body asking you what were the determining factors, what made you decide that this particular group of people were in this type, belong to this particular group, or you even have repeating customers that you have to keep grouping. What makes you decide deterministically that this type of customers are accurately being grouped into here? You see, at this point in time, there's a disconnect in the solution you have decided to use for a problem. You are using
Yeah.
a solution that is not fit for the purpose of the problem. So I'd say that's where you start making your decisions for including AI in a product. It's not just about including AI, it's also the type of AI, because AI is broad. AI is not just LLMs. A lot of people associate AI with LLMs because of the wide success of ChatGPT, but AI is basically machine learning, classification models, etc., etc. That is AI. That is the artificial intelligence scope at large. And basically, I would say the deciding factor is the same as any deciding factor for any engineering problem. Um, Look at the problem, look at the possible solutions, what solves it fast, what solves it cheap. That's engineering for you. You want it to solve a problem, you want it to solve that problem very cheaply, and you don't want to
Okay.
take 1 million years for users to get solutions to that problem. So that's where you make your decisions on, is this fit for purpose? Where does this fit in into the entire landscape?
Yeah. So because I had to work on something that I also have to leverage on ChatGPT to help me to quickly resolve, to do some deep research on,
Yeah.
which I believe it's not only about good engineering. At some point, my integration test, my unit test, I will just give it some commands to just quickly generate some stuff for me to just quickly quickly close that particular ticket, that particular task here and there. Yeah, so you've done something solid on the AI CV system. I want you to just give us some insight about it. What was ADA? Is it the AI itself? I know about CV system because that's what most recruitment agency are basically using nowadays. Uh, they don't sit down to review all CVs again. The AI is just doing that for them. So, what was ADA? The AI itself, or making it usable in real workflow?
I'd say the AI was not it was not a key part of the product, in terms of it wasn't the parts that decided whether the product was a failure or a success. The engineering around it was acting, because again, it drives us back to our previous topic of what is fit for purpose. The entire product is a um, classification engine, if I did call it anything. And the entire purpose was unstructured information. You get unstructured CVs. You try to extract information for that, and then you classify and recommend that to recruiters. And from that information, from your classification, you basically create is a recommendation engine, basically where you're trying to associate candidates to jobs that fit their purpose, and you're trying to connect recruiters to those candidates for the jobs that they have put out to market, recruiters and companies as well. So it's basically a recommendation engine. So if you think about the problem space, the LLM bit of it was less in the recommendation, but more around data processing and labeling. You have, I'd say that's one of like the best ways LLM shines in general, is the data process and is the data labeling, where you have unstructured natural language and you're trying to understand how to put this through a pipeline. So it bridges that gap. That was a solution there that bridges the gap. And then in the other recommendation bits, there are machine learning models where you try to do classifications and you learn over time. But because this is a new product, we didn't have historic data of users to try to build recommendations of. We've actually built a multi-criteria decision analysis model that basically uses preset scorings to determine if a candidate matches a job, if a job matches a recruiter. And the purpose of this is an initial user base that basically um, gives us that data for us to build in the machine learning bit, which is also the AI bit as well. So I would say definitely the LLM bit was not the most difficult
The
bit.
focus.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was actually like the most difficult bit of the entire program. I would even say if we had tried to go through a wrong part in the LLM where we say you get a CV, you try to, because LLMs do have ChatGPT, OpenAI do have those API models where you can upload documents. So that's like byte
Yeah.
documents and try to like extract information from it. But to show like difference in purpose of tools, when you send such a document to ChatGPT or LLM, you can imagine the cost, not that you can imagine the cost of images or documents over raw text is very wide apart, it's very varying.
Yes.
So you decide you have LLM simple and fast. You decide to put that process through directly through LLMs. You get blob storage CVs because that's how you get CVs. You're not trying to get people to impute every single word of their CV again into your product because you're trying to get users help fast and not send them back to a very arduous process. And you get information in documents or blob storage. You're trying to get that information out of that blob storage and into your system or into the LLM for classification. And then you send that straight into the LLM. Then you're costing yourself a whole lot of money per user, a whole lot more money than you need to be costing yourself. So what do you do? There have been plenty solutions for document or image to text extraction for years. They're like
Yeah.
very different document parsers extraction, and they're very cheap. They run locally on your machine. There's no network call. They happen in seconds. You're not waiting minutes for an LLM to decide to do all the entire work that does on it, and your cost for that entire process basically reduces by hundreds of folds. So yeah, I'd say the engineering bit, thinking about the solution and what thinking about the problem and what type of solutions fit that problem is the most challenging bit.
Yeah. So you actually mentioned something that will lead me to another question about
Yeah, yeah.
cost. Most people are using ChatGPT, cloud here and there. Subscription in a month, that's fine. But they don't actually know the core cost implication of that particular stuff. You actually buy tokens here and there. But so my question is just a lot of people ignore cost when building AI. At what point does cost become a serious concern from what you mentioned just now?
I'd say from before you decide to even put any sort of LLM probability in an application, you should be thinking of cost. You should be thinking of the parts, the data parts that leads to that LLM, the scale or possibility, or rather the range of data that goes to that LLM, what it would cost you to perform that action. So whatever part of the application, because basically it's a part of an application. It is not an entire application. It
Yeah,
performs different tasks at different places. So whatever part of the application that you decide needs an LLM solution, you need to, from the get-go, estimate what type of costs that would be and if there is a cheaper solution. And apart from estimating costs, because sometimes obviously you can't estimate costs, products grow at different stages. Something that is important I have learned recently is visibility. Visibility at the start, being able to trace costs so that you learn that data in real time. You know what is costing you what and where that money is coming out from. Because you can have visibility from your LLM provider where they tell you spent etc in a month, or you don't know which
Okay.
part of your product or processes cost that much. So something out there that is very important is visibility and knowing the parts or the data parts that LLM has been integrated in your application from the beginning.
Okay. I think with that, that might lead me to uh, it's actually uh, not going to be part of this conversation because
Okay.
from observability and the likes, you can actually see what and what are actually using a whole lot of things regarding the LLM AI conversation. But most people nowadays, right? Uh, and I'm going to use my myself as an example. I'm building system which is AI powered, right? And leveraging on AI to do some stuff for me. So I see myself as building something like AI wrapper to just I'm building that my idea around AI. So there are many AI wrappers today. So my question to you now is because you've done something regarding AI, in your own opinion, separate AI product from how can we separate AI product right from actual wrapper, right? How can we separate a real product from actual wrapper?
I would say two things. Number one is I don't. I'm very happy you said opinion because software is very opinionated. So most of what I say, I
Yes.
like my opinion. I'd say
Yes.
there is not really a product as an AI wrapper. I'd say all products are products as long as it's solving a problem that another product is not solving, ChatGPT is not solving it, or somebody else is not solving it, and you have users that are using it, by all means sell it. That's the key thing for me. As long as a product is solving a problem, you cannot call it a wrapper. Kuzo, it's a code generation tool. It's a wrapper over um, VS Code, which is another IDE, and
Yeah.
some LLMs. And that's basically what it is, a wrapper. You're not trying to build everything from scratch, to own everything from scratch, because you don't even have the money or the resources to do that most of the time. You're not
You
trying
just
to
leverage on what is existing.
exactly make the best use of everything, decide what to buy and what to make, what to build. Basically, the only thing you should be concerned about building is the differentiator, the actual thing that makes your product different. But apart from that, as long as it's in the market, it's there to use, then there's no time on your side. Make use of it, get on board, and yeah. So
So
that'll be
do
my
you yeah, do you think AI is overused in any sector right now? In any sector, be it fintech, be it art, be it aviation or other sectors. Have you think of it? Maybe AI is overused in this particular sector. Have you thought of it at all?
I wouldn't say overused per se, because again, there's it's a tool. Everything is a tool. If you use the tool properly, you would make the you get the best benefit out of it, you get the best value out of any tool that you use properly. So I would say I wouldn't say there's any sector specifically that makes use of a tool. I would say there are some people that don't use the tool properly. You build a product that's not fit for purpose to the tool you've used. But more important than less, I would say rather than overuse, it would be more of like a misalignment between the problem and the chosen solution for it.
That's true. That's true. Uh, so to me, right? I think we are in the era where, in as much as things are moving fast, we should leverage so much on the AI because it can do a lot of things for us. If I'm building a new product today, there are a couple of prompts, right, that I already have. There are a couple of MD5s that I already have for be it cloud, be it Copilot, be it any tools that I want to use, right? So it makes things easier for me. But to you, right? If you are building an AI product today, what will you do differently from day one?
Um, I'd say decide if I'm building an AI product or just a product.
AI
If I'm
product
building
today. AI
a
product.
so the first thing I'll do is redesign, and during my design, think about the problem and decide if AI is the solution or if AI is just a word I want to use so that investors can pay for the application. But no, actually, to be more serious, yeah, let's say visibility, number one. First of all, is obviously deciding if AI is the right fit for that product. The second one would be visibility. I can't stress on how important visibility is. This is something I've learned recently. Visibility, understanding what decisions, what basically what conditions led to a decision, what conditions led to an output, being able to always have visibility on that, and an audit trail. That's still visibility, basically an audit trail on how the product behaves, being able to design that from the get-go rather than trying to attach it after on. So I'll say that those are like the major things I have learned so far.
Mm, mm. That's true. Feasibility. Yeah. Uh, we are from Microsoft space. I would say Microsoft technology space where we use .NET purely, right? So my question is going to go in this line. I know a lot of people are leveraging on Python because there are already existing tools for them to just quickly do a lot of things. Uh, so in this particular our own space, do you think we really have enough support? Do you think
Yes, actually.
we really have enough support to quickly build something solid, deploy it to production from your own understanding?
Um, like you said, we are like in the Microsoft space, and one of the reasons I'm in the Microsoft space is the tooling around it. The tooling around building enterprise applications is very vast, and there's like loads of support from the community. There has in recent time been a whole lot of iterations by Microsoft to enable agentic support both for LLMs, embeddings, different type of agents in the Microsoft space. And one of the most recent and the most, I would say, impactful at the moment is the Microsoft Agentic Framework. Very, very important tool. It's just gotten to release candidate one a couple of weeks back, which is
Yeah.
big ups for Microsoft. Um, the support for integrating within your existing application, telemetry, that's visibility, dependency injection, tooling, the whole MCP protocol, etc., dang, whatever range you call it. I'd say it's like really amazing. The support on the product really amazing, structured output, etc. It's a whole lot of things to play around with, gets you from conception to like basically from the whole data processing or whatever to an actual result or product really quickly. And it's something I have used recently and I am using recently at the moment. And I'd say that's the tooling actually around it is actually very it's very big, it's very supportive. It's obviously would not measure up to scripting tasks like data analysis or feature or data preparation where you're trying to understand your data or shape your data in a different way or process data in between, which Microsoft does do very well, to be honest, with support for LinkU, not just with statistical libraries like Pandas, although there are ports for it in .NET as well and some other
That-
Microsoft frameworks. But if you are a um, data analytic, which is also part of AI, the AI space anyway, or a machine learning engineer trying to prepare data, and the tools you have in hand are scripting language tools, Microsoft Python tools that already have statistical libraries that let you do those things. By all means, you shouldn't try to force the product on Microsoft to make it fit for purpose, but you're trying to build enterprise applications that embed LLM into your enterprise processes. There is a lot of support for that in Microsoft at the moment. Again, it's still in release candidate one. We'll see where we get to with that product. But the Microsoft agentic framework has been the one of the best things out of Microsoft in late 2025, and yeah, and this year.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for that. I just have to ask that because I know a lot of people are asking me what's the best technology to use for this AI. Should in case I want to go and learn AI, I want to build application around AI. So they are coming with Python. I was like, it is not only Python that you can use to develop a good solution regarding AI. So that's why I basically asked to our listeners listening to us all over the world. They can pick one or two things from there, and the like. So, in the next 3 years, how do you see AI?
Ooh, that's a very rich question.
Things
It's
are
been a
moving
lot.
fast. A lot of
Yeah,
models
yeah,
here and
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's
What is
like
that?
it's. I would call it like a competition, right? As in, I'll call it a competition, serious competition. So, where do you see AI in 3 to 5 years?
I would say at the moment, I wouldn't say so much as 3 to 5 years, but at the moment, it's a fast-growing industry, and something I would have learned in the past couple of years that I would be taking forward with me is make use of what is in the market and make good use of it while it's in the market. Don't get left behind. So I wouldn't know where we are going in the next 3 to 5 years, but being so apprehensive to say I wouldn't be involved with this because it's not going to be so novel in the next 3 to 5 years. When it's 3 to 5 years, whatever is novel or whatever level it has reached, you would have been left so far back behind that you will not be able to catch up. So I'd say at the moment, it's a product that serves a lot of purpose, and find that purpose, find that use in this moment, and make use of this moment to sell basically what you have to sell your products, help it, make it help you or enable your product, integrate it in enabling your product, so that in the next 3 to 5 years, when the industry evolves to whatever shape the um tooling evolves to, you are basically at the forefront of development and technology. That's growth. Basically, if you don't grow with the industry, you get left behind. Like you say, it's very competitive industry we are in. Yeah, very fast moving and competitive industry. You always have to be at the forefront, always keep reiterating and trying to service customers and users and products, because that's who we are building for.
Yeah, that's true. No one knows what 3 to 5 years might hold, but at this point, it's actually moving like very, very fast. Uh, Thank you so much, Samson, for this conversation today. Uh, the last, I'll call it like last question from me, from my side is what is one hard truth, right, about building AI systems that most people are not ready to hear, from your own opinion?
Um,
Add truth about
and,
building AI
mm,
systems that people don't
yeah.
want to hear about.
I'd say your product might not need AI. Your product might actually just need a proper orchestration workflow. That's a hard truth. Your product might perform a whole lot better without AI. That's a very hard truth that people might need to hear. So, sometime when building with AI.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your system, like Samson said, might not really need AI, but from previous conversation that he already mentioned, because of investors here and there, you might want to find a way to
Find
just
the find the use case
incorporate
for it. Yes.
find use case.
Find the use case basically. And then you make actually a lot of like value for your customers when you find a use case that actually helps improve their lives. So it's different between not having a use case and then you try to force it on a space where it's not fit for purpose than actually finding a place in your problem space that actually solves a problem. So yeah, I would say find a use case. That's the hard truth. Either find a use case and use the AI or but don't try to force it when there's no use case.
Mm, mm. And I think when you mention something now, something drop right. So some of this system that we're building that doesn't have AI incorporated, do you think they can stand the test of time?
Oh, I'd say one, two things first. First thing is there are a whole lot of products that basically service customers today that were built in the 1990s and with the technologies that people seem to have left behind, and they still stand the test of time because of proper engineering. So what will never be left behind is proper engineering. If your product again serves a purpose, serves value, it would not be left behind. What gets left behind is a product that doesn't serve value. So you can always improve on how you serve that value. But if you don't have a value behind it, then there's no further improvement to go.
Yeah, thank you so much. It has been a wonderful conversation this evening.
Same
Uh,
here.
one one last thing from you to our audience, that we keep our audience pushing more into this AI, knowing more, learning more about all this AI here and there. I just want you to say one thing, right? Then we can call it a wrap for this particular episode today.
Yes. So my last tidbit is there are a lot of tools right now in the market. Make sure you get yourself very familiar with them because you wouldn't even know that there's a problem that a tool can solve if you don't understand the tool itself. So get very familiar with the tool, get very familiar with the tooling, get very familiar with the technology, then look at the problems that you're currently facing.
Thank you so much, Samson, for sharing your experience and insight with us today. To our listeners watching us, listening to us all over the world, thank you for joining us today on Tech Nigeria FM. I know you'll have picked one or two things from this particular conversation. Keep building, keep innovating. AI is there for you to help you in whatever you are doing. Leverage on it as much as possible. Don't be left behind. In the next 1 month, 2 months, we don't even know what will come up again. So don't be left behind. Start learning. So engineers here and there that are using AI, use it very well and be careful. Do not like one of my guests mentioned. Just be aware. Do not post your app settings inside ChatGPT because your life key might be there, and that means your copilot or whatsoever you are using, you just keep it, and that's the end of it. So keep building, keep innovating, you keep using AI. Thank you so much, Samson. Thank you to all our listeners. Until next time, keep building. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, bye for now.
I know.